Starting this broadcast off a little early. I got about 39 seconds before we go on the air, and we got film critic Herb Stratford in studio. Austin with a stomach full of urine, even though he puked a bunch.
He evacuated some of it.
He did, just to play it safe, he said. He's like, just to play.
Did you hurl a little?
Well, I went to the bathroom.
Speak into the mic for you. Yeah.
Oh,
if you're going to ask that question, you're going to jump in and say that.
Like Beef had said, to play it safe, I ran to the bathroom to clean the cup and also to make myself puke a little bit.
Yeah. So get that mic back, Herb. And I never told him to play it safe to throw it up. That's his logic.
Exactly.
All right, let's get on there. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's the podcast broadcast. We're officially live on the Facebook page, youtube.com/beefvegan, and of course on Twitch. And we're joined by film critic Herb Stratford. Good morning, Herb.
Good morning.
We have a lot of things to cover. There's a lot of things coming out here. So we're going to talk about a lot of different releases on the podcast broadcast stream. But real quick, I am interested about the remake of Firestarter, which is in theaters and on Peacock.
Yeah.
Now, initially, any kind of remake like that of a classic, I'm out.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I'm out. It doesn't seem like it'd be that good. I mean, Drew Barrymore at the time, she was just iconic for that role. It was a creepy movie. I remember it traumatizing me.
Well, yeah, and the thing was, too, it was like a very different thing for her because I think it was either the movie right after or her second movie after E.T., So you're like, oh, this sweet little girl. And then you're like, oh, my God, she's starting fires with her brain. What the hell's going on?
Right.
So, yeah, no, you're right. It was very, and also, I mean, it just had a great cast, right? So did you really need to remake it? Walken might have even been in it.
Yeah.
You know?
So was it is the buzz on Firestarter, the remake, something that people might want to check out? Like they're getting excited about it.
Well, tune in.
Oh.
Ooh,
Is that
wow.
tune in? Are you saying like stick around for the review?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought we were teasing. Aren't we teasing?
That's true.
No?
I guess that is kind of a
Alright.
tease.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to find out more about Firestarter and other things that we're going to be covering on the podcast broadcast. The Innocents. Which one of these are? Oh, well, I know we talked about Kids of the Hall. We're going to get Herb Stratford's review of Doctor Strange 2, which that I want to know because I have my own thoughts on this, and so does Powers.
Yeah.
We both watched it, and we both left there scratching our head for numerous reasons. But, you know, all that more coming up on the podcast broadcast. Plus, if you missed it, Austin did another round of Spit or Swallow. We're going to play that clip on the podcast broadcast stream so you can see him in action as he attempts to chug his own urine through a Lifestraw. And how much will he drink? You'll find out when you watch it on the podcast broadcast stream. So let's hit the reset. Be back with more Beef Vegan Presents right after this. Stick around. Clear. All right. Yeah, that's good. I was like, you
so
teased
good.
me.
That's so
I
good.
did, man.
Yeah, I'm sticking around. Oh, Jesus. There's a couple things that we have to get to. And good morning, everybody. Hit your yo's. And you can
Good
say good morning
morning,
to
Manny.
Austin. Let's throw Austin up on the screen just so we can see him. He deserves a little bit of screen time this morning for what he did.
Absolutely.
Yes, he was able to take the challenge.
He earned his corner.
And again, just for the record, you know, for legal reasons, I did not say, Austin, you have to do this. I simply said, hey, I got this idea. Will you? And he's like, yep. Before I even finished the sentence, I'm like, oh, that's a team player right there. Absolutely. And then we asked Kat the same thing, and she slapped me.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, I didn't think Kat would participate.
I thought she would because camping and lifestyle sort of stuff,
That's
of
true.
outdoorsy stuff.
That's true. But,
Yeah.
you know, but she's a chick, and chicks are generally.
Oh,
Right.
Sexist nonsense. What are you
Sexist.
doing, old man?
bitches don't drink pee. Oh,
Jesus.
Kat, I apologize.
Andrew Dice Herb over here. Yeah. All right, this is how we started off the show this morning. I started off with a special shout out. I got a special clip I'm going to share with you after the show open, and then we'll be back with Herb Stratford's review of Firestarter, plus a Friday edition of F My Life that we haven't done on the air yet. I saved some of the best emails for last and some video clips, a whole bunch of stuff. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like
He's
it.
corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beefy Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. We got a great Friday the 13th show lined up for you. First, let me introduce our panelists this morning. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
Look at you. You're a panelist. Look how professional you sound.
I sound like
Yes.
a panelist. Thank you.
And our panelist, Austin. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning. That sounds about right.
Yes, I'm going to be doing a lot of pee puns today because the big spitter swallow that we're going to be doing later on in the broadcast is Austin drinking his own fluids. And yeah, you're thinking right off the bat, Beef, why are you being such a dick? Why are you making him do this? And that's not the case. What the case is, we got ourselves a Lifestraw. This is a Lifestraw, right? That I'm showing on the stream. This thing filters out. It's a personal water filter straw. It's meant to filter out all different types of E. coli, bacteria, even removes flavor, right? And this is something that you should take with you camping in case you're ever in an emergency where you're like, oh, I don't have a water source and all I have is this dirty like puddle of mud. You know, no disrespect to Wes Scantlin, but you drink this, boom, it takes out all the germs and also 99.99% of microplastics, which we've been learning on a regular basis that microplastics are bad for us. In fact, I think all of us are 20% sea garbage at this point. You know, our bodies have been accumulating tons of microplastics. So after I bought this yesterday at a local sporting goods store, I was like, oh man, this would be good just to have on a regular basis, you know, drinking out of my bottles of water, which is a big ass straw. Well, anyways, Austin's going to do the unthinkable. He is going to urinate into a bottle and then drink that out of this Lifestraw. And we'll see if Austin can drink it all, or will he spit it out? It'll be spit or swallow, and it's happening later on. So have you been drinking fluids, Austin?
Austin, thoughts?
No, none for this one. None for this one.
No, there you go.
Not a loss of words.
What did your parents say?
My mother was horrified, but my father was like, you do you, son.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, that's my boy. My boy is not afraid of no challenge.
Raised him right.
Yes. Now, as far as why Austin's doing this, it's no punishment, nothing at all. I just brought up the idea, and Austin, being the trooper and someone who is like YOLO, he's like, yeah, I'll do that. Not a problem at all. So, you know, and I honestly don't think this is going to be a negative experience for you. Just like Spit or Swallow the first time when Chef Gary whipped together all these gourmet items, including Rocky Mountain oysters. It turns out they were actually pretty tasty. It wasn't until after the fact that we told you that they were cow balls that you hesitated a little bit. But it did taste good going down, right?
Sure.
Yeah. The only difference is this time you know exactly what you're drinking. So I think the challenge is getting over the mental part of it. Be like, okay, ew, this is my pee, right?
I've already been sleeping on it. I've just, been going through it in my head.
Yeah. What's your game plan?
I don't have one. I'm just gonna pee in a cup and just drink it out of that straw.
There you go. Yeah, that's an excellent game plan. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. I say chug it. You know, drink hard like it's a tequila. It's gonna be fantastic. And then the prize is that you will be able to keep this Lifestraw, and it's good for up to a year.
You would think that Beef works for Lifestraw at this point, how much he's putting over the Lifestraw.
I'm very stoked about it. Look, this is not the first time that I've came across this technology. I've had survivalists on my morning show years ago talking about these filters and how they actually donate like thousands upon thousands of them in impoverished areas in Africa, where obviously there's a lot of drought and the only water source is like contaminated, disgusting rivers. And they're able to take this, technology, this like sponge or filter, and it takes out all those elements and it gives them clean drinking water. And it's brilliant. It really is a lifesaver. And, Austin's going to give that example today. So that's good. We also have tickets on the line today for Smashing Pumpkins. That's going to happen at 7:00. I'm going to tell you what song you're listening for and when I'm going to play it. And if you don't win today, and you can't join us this Sunday, which you should be able to join us this Sunday because it's going to be a great show. And it's right in our own backyard at Ave Amphitheater. There was a show that we announced earlier this week, unofficially, and that's Smashing Pumpkins with Jane's Addiction and Meg Myers up in Phoenix in November. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything, but why not? All next week, I'll be giving away tickets for Smashing Pumpkins as well, but that'll be for the November show. So it's like nonstop for the next foreseeable future. It's like Smashing Pumpkins Day every day.
Yeah, we just work for the Smashing Pumpkins.
Uh-huh. All right. There's a lot of things I got to get to, Morning Moron, but I do want to start off the show with remembering my good friend Andy Chavez. Andy Chavez was lead singer of a band called Catastro. Catastro's out of Tempe, Arizona. I've known these kids for a long time. In fact, when I started doing radio, they were starting up as a band. We did a lot of gigs together at the very first time, and I just found out on the way in to work this morning that Andy passed away at a very young age, and it was unexpected, like most deaths are. The thing with Andy was a tremendous talent, very charismatic, very kind, and they were making big moves. They were touring with Dirty Heads. They were signed to Pepper's record label. They were in that rock reggae kind of realm, but they were crossing over to pop, and they just did a show at Red Rocks in Colorado in front of a sold-out crowd. It was, there was a lot of potential and a lot of good things to come for Catastro and Andy. And it was very unfortunate. And I'm going to miss my friend. And I'm going to break the rules a little bit and play a little bit of Catastro right now to start off my show because he's worth getting in trouble over. So rest in paradise, Andy Chavez.
Searching through every station.
He was at.
If I could be with you, that's all I will ever need. I'm following you close, 'cause I want to be free. Still be alone, 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 alone with you now. Darling, come home, come home, come home to me now. 'Cause you've been gone, been gone, been gone for a while. We are alone, alone, alone with you now, 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 now. I am searching through every station. I live like elevation. Well, you'll be waiting, I'll be holding all this for you. Longer than evolution, like time was never. Kind enough to tell me maybe, telling me no it's crazy. When you've been waiting, I've been holding all this for you. Longer than evolution, like time was never. Alone, 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 alone with you now. Darling, come home, come home, come home to me now. 'Cause you've been gone, been gone, been gone for a while. We are alone, alone, alone with you now, 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 now. I am searching through every station. We live like elevation. Well, you'll be waiting, I'll be holding all this for you. Longer than evolution, like time was never. Kind enough to tell me maybe, telling me no it's crazy. When you've been waiting, I've been holding all this for you. Longer than evolution, like time was never. If I could be with you, that's all I will ever need. I'm following you close, 'cause I want to be free. Still be alone.
That is Catastro live in studio right now. You guys killed it.
So that was a TMI session throwback. I did that 10 years ago. I don't mean to start off on a somber note. Got to pay my respects. Do miss my friend already. But yes, that was a video that we shot of an in-studio performance as literally in, I think, 2012. So a decade ago. So 22 years old at the time, and they were just continuing to make great music on top of that. So that's Catastro. So you do yourself a favor if you're checking out the stream. I know you guys are watching it live, or even if you watch it on a playback. When you look up Spotify, look up Catastro, spelled with a K. Go down that rabbit hole, man. You'll thank me later. They put out a lot of good music, and you'll see. And Andy was featured on a lot of different songs with a bunch of different artists as well, and just recently performed at the sold-out Red Rocks Arena in Denver, Colorado, which was a bucket list thing for him. So at least he got to accomplish a lot of his dreams before, unfortunately, life just works like that. Car accident, boom, over with. So, all right, we're hitting that reset. We got about a minute and 40. And again, we're going to bring the spirits back up because Austin drank pee today.
That's what I was going to say. Let's cheer beef up.
Yes.
Austin drank his own pee.
It's show business. Show must go on. And, that's just the way it works. And so we're going to be showing Spit or Swallow here in a little bit. And we're going to be talking about how shitty Firestarter is going to be. Herb told me some behind the scenes information of stuff he's able to check out, but we're not even allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
Which makes me dislike him even more. So we got that going. And there is things. So let's talk. We got a minute. Real quick, what is your review of Doctor Strange? Just give me a 1 to 10. What would you rank this Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse Madness?
I honestly, I think it's a 6. I just feel like for me, the high point of the entire movie, spoiler alert if you hadn't seen it, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin this part for you.
Give them a moment.
Reed Richards. John Krasinski as Reed Richards. That to me, I just got the biggest grin. I'm like, yes, finally.
Yeah.
They're going to get Fantastic Four right because I've hated that was one of my favorite comics when I was growing up was Fantastic Four, and they've never been able to do it. And so I was like, that is awesome.
Do you think that's going to be the future? Like John Krasinski will continue his role as Mr. Fantastic, or that was a one and done?
I don't know.
I think they were trolling us.
I think they might be because they're saying that is very specifically Earth 838 or whatever it is. And we're in Earth 199999.
No, actually, we are 616. That's what this one cleared up.
Oh, okay.
So that's weird because the movie universe is
Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're a film critic, Herb Stratford, talking about his review of Doctor Strange 2 with spoilers, which will continue on the stream. But first, let's talk about Firestarter. I got about 2 minutes here where you could give us a heads up on Firestarter, which is in theaters or on Peacock. Is it worth spending money to see it in theaters, Herb Stratford?
I would say no.
Hard no.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just, first of all, my first one word, reply or one word review is why. Just why do we need to do this? I will say I love Michael Grey Eyes, who is the native actor who has been in a number of things, and he's sort of the heavy. I don't know if you remember in the original one, there was sort of a heavy that was chasing them, sort of a very scary character. Michael Grey Eyes is great in everything he does.
That's an awesome name.
Oh, right.
Sure is.
So he's great, but it's like the rest of this. I'm like Zac Efron in Firestarter. Wait, what is this? Is this like an SNL skit? I mean, what is going on? Why are we doing this?
Something's happening to Zac Efron's career. He's dipping so low that he literally went on the record saying, yeah, I'll do a High School Musical reboot.
Yeah.
So he's begging for that. If that's the case, he's not getting job offers, man. And maybe his turn as Ted Bundy.
It might have done it. Yeah, it might have done it. Because if you think about it, that was sort of the beginning of the end. And yeah, I'm with you. I mean, although Baywatch was sort of a personal low.
Yes, Baywatch was terrible as well.
Right.
The guy hasn't stopped looking good. I mean, he's still rocking that, but that's it. And it's surprising to me that somebody that seemed like so hot as far as a Hollywood property was concerned is literally doing Firestarter.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also, like, did they think this was a good idea? And then they were like, oh, we better put it on Peacock, right? I mean,
yeah,
because who's going to go to the movies when you can just sit at home and watch it? It's like,
they know it's not that good to be in the movies. And that's so basically now it's like a straight to TV movie.
It is. And it's 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
bad.
Scene, right?
And scene. Exactly. So don't waste your money seeing Firestarter in theaters. But if you do get really high, I guess you could watch it on Peacock. We have more film reviews with Herb Stratford. Plus, we're going to be doing a Friday edition of F My Life. And we're playing Spit or Swallow on the stream so you can see Austin do the unthinkable. Drink his own pee. All that and more coming up on the podcast broadcast. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. And this is Lincoln Park. But you know that. Clear. All right, see, I'm smooth sometimes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, DJing, radio DJing. I know you're not used to that, the kind of that level of expertise and professionalism, Herb Stratford.
That's true. Well, you're getting now that you're at the end of your contract. Now you got to be all really good.
I know shit.
to
I know.
Make sure you get the next one.
Now they say they're going to renew it, but you know,
all right.
they're
Well,
just,
that's the good news.
but they're waiting. They're waiting
to
on
see if you trip on your dick. Is
no.
that-
Luckily, that's never been a problem for me, but that's the silver lining of that plight. But I'm waiting for corporate to sign off, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now it's like going on 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh. The longer I wait, the more I'm like, so we'll see. But I think it would be a good idea on their part.
I agree. I think it's an investment in their future.
Well, that's the question that I want answered. Saying, do you believe in this radio station enough to invest in it? You know, do you want this station to be around 10 years from now? That's the variable that I can't predict. You know, because the station itself has been, you know, floundering, and they haven't done anything to pump into it. They have 2 mega stations, right, that get a large audience that is their breadwinners. And this is kind of like the odd man out, this and ESPN. But it's almost like the redheaded stepchild. But at the same time, I know corporate has a soft spot in their heart for KFMA as a whole, because it's the heritage and it's a legendary rock station. And for a while there, it was literally an industry standard that people from other, you know, radio stations would look towards KFMA as a trendsetter. So yeah, I would hope that they would want to keep the station around, but if they don't, then they don't want.
Well, you know, what other station has people coming in drinking their own pee? I mean, I don't know if there's any other stations doing that. I mean, literally, right?
No, Mix does it. Greg and Mir.
You think they're doing that early over there?
Yeah.
You know what? That might be interesting.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're just copying it.
I know. They would be now. All right, we got 6 seconds. I copied it too, though, in all fairness.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. I'm not the originator of pee drinking. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here with Herb Stratford. We already found out that Firestarter's a waste of time and money. What is something that is worth checking out this weekend, Herb?
So there's 2 things. On the Count of Three, which is a really great sort of black comedy that was at Sundance in 2021. It's about 2 guys that are sort of like, they're done. They're going to commit suicide, but before they do, right, they're going to go out and take care of a few things, right?
Oh.
Even Tiffany Haddish has a little small part in this film where she's not just being crazy, you know. So I really dug this movie. It's 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's you can find it streaming too, so you don't have to go to the theater.
Okay.
But check it out on the Count of Three. And then also The Innocents, which is also theaters and streaming. It's sort of a super powered thing but they're young kids. Like, think about if grade school kids got superpowers, like how bad would that be? Right. You know what I mean? It's like the old Twilight Zone episode where the kid was like, he could just wish anything away, and then everybody's like pandering to him. So it's just interesting to see, because kids are sort of
Let me
messed
ask you this. Is it kids today?
It's
don't make me have a get off my lawn moment.
No.
Kids today, if they have superpowers. Are you kidding me?
No.
They should have named it that. Kids today.
Yeah.
No, it's a contemporary piece, right? It's
Okay.
happening now, and the kids are young, and I think it might actually be like in Europe. You know what I mean? So they're not like American kids. You know what I mean? They're like actually so. But it's a really sort of interesting, dark film. 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
So check it out.
So I guess it's a plot line and a premise that strikes home for a lot of people who watch it. Like, ooh, kind of terrifying, huh?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
At least they're, European kids. They're a little more well-read. American kids would be like, you better entertain me in 7 seconds or less, or
I'm
off
back.
with your head.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Oh, man.
Brutal. We have
Damn laser eyes.
so many things coming to our streaming. Well, this is what's coming to theaters. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's coming to our streaming services, including a legendary sketch comedy show that is returning. And Herb Stratford has seen many of the episodes, so much so he's now currently into dudes. We'll talk about that show next on Beef Vegan Presents. Don't go away. Your wife, every time you get home, like, why are you doing this show again?
Yeah. Do you enjoy being abused? Yeah. No. She doesn't listen.
That's what I was going to say. That was the defense. Is like, she doesn't listen.
Well,
Okay.
if she asks why you do this show, you just show her this next clip. earlier this morning,
When I was not in the studio.
yes, I was kind enough. And look, see, I protect Herb Stratford here.
This is exactly what he said.
Yes.
He's like, I'm doing this to protect her.
Yes. Okay. Because you're a man of stature around town. I appreciate you coming in as much as I hate you. Okay. And I don't want to do anything that might affect your reputation around town. So I was considerate enough to be like, hey, Herb, do you want to be in studio while Austin drinks pee, or would you like us to do it before you come in? And so, I was assuming correctly that you were like, yeah, go ahead and get that done. And you missed out. I mean, he gulped. And let's see if
It
you can.
was something else. We should have just had the microphone here.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple.
Yeah.
I should have had an extra tech here, to be honest with you, to be able to handle that. I should have had all hands on deck to see this.
Yeah.
But we'll see if we could hear him gulp. But you're going to be able to see Austin drink a lot more than I thought he would.
I know. He really went for it.
Yeah.
Austin.
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it, this is Spit or Swallow. Check it out. Rock 102.1 KFMA Beef Vegan presents Spit or Swallow. Oh, yes. We have Austin in studio and the Lifestraw. Earlier this week, we decided to just pop the question. Austin, would you? And before we even finish answering the question, he goes, yes. So, Spit or Swallow is happening live right now. So, earlier this morning, Austin filled up a bottle. You want to show that bottle here on the stream so we can do this? And I also got a nice little glass here. So, it's very simple. Austin's going to use that bottle that he filled up with his own urine, and he's going to pour that in the glass, and he's going to use the Lifestraw to take a big old gulp of it. And we're going to find out if Austin will indeed spit it out or swallow, and then keep on swallowing. At least drink half the glass. So let's fill up the glass. And then, Powers, I want you to be a cameraman on this.
Sounds good.
So why don't you grab that webcam, and we're going to be replaying this in a podcast broadcast. And I'm feeling excited. Let me get some suspense here.
Let me take my jacket off so he doesn't spit all over it.
Yeah, no. Okay, so we did lay down the ground rules. No spit takes, Austin. Make sure if you do throw up in the bucket. Do not make a mess. All right. We do not want you to make a mess. Let's get in front of the camera. We're not in front of the camera there. I don't know why you're grabbing the bottle. I need you to grab the webcam, Powers.
I'm setting him up.
All right, can't hear you. Okay.
Here it is, right there.
Yes, there it is. I could see that.
It's so warm.
Not on my laptop.
All right. We're on the radio, so we got to hurry this up. I know you're building up the dramatics, but we can't make this a 10-minute segment. You already dropped the lid. Be careful, Austin. All right, let me see that. He's filling up the glass here.
How you feeling? Just vocalize how you feel on the microphone.
Okay, that's how he's feeling. He's vocalizing that. All right, so we got it's like a wine glass that we're using because we're classy around here. So what I need you to do, Austin, is you take that wine glass. I need you to bring it up to your nose and kind of, take a little breath of what it smells like here.
It's called the bouquet.
The bouquet, okay? There you go. Ooh, very classy. Looks like you're drinking a Chardonnay, buddy. What's it smell like?
It smells like pee.
Okay,
I'll take a whiff.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's a big bunch of pee.
All right. I don't know if you should be. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're getting this Lifestraw. Now, again, this Lifestraw, you could buy this at any sporting goods store. It kills 99.99999% of E. coli. It removes all different parasites and microplastics. This thing is literally something that we're going to be, used to in the future. So here we go, Austin. Let's see if it works. The Lifestraw. All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Spit or swallow. Whoops.
Right, we get that.
There we go.
In the words of Patches O'Houlihan, does it make sense for me to drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste.
There you go. All right. Let's chug it in there.
Oh, man.
It's not coming through.
You gotta suck hard.
Suck hard.
Oh, I heard a gulp.
That's a big gulp.
Oh, what's it taste like?
Nothing.
No, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, keep drinking.
Go ahead.
All right,
Look,
let's
he's
see.
diving right
Let's
in.
see the
Look.
glass. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
keep drinking, buddy.
Oh, my
Is it
goodness.
refreshing?
No.
It's not refreshing.
Hang on,
Oh, your stream. You took the camera out, dude. Yeah. All right. Well, what?
It's bad, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
It's bad, but it's not as bad as you thought it would be.
Yeah.
All right. But no flavor whatsoever?
None.
All right. Nice. Congratulations, dude. And so Austin, yet again, swallowed when it came to spit or swallow. You are the man. Are
He's
you gonna
a
throw
legend.
up? You gonna throw up? You feeling queasy?
No, I'm good. We got this.
Well, okay. Well, why'd you bend over there?
I was just making sure. Just like one last little check to see if I had to.
Well, why don't you finish the rest of that glass then here? Yeah, did you pull the webcam out?
I don't know. It said lost a connection.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Let me see that glass. I can't see the glass there, Powers. All right. Wow. Yeah, you heard it. So yeah, that's 6 ounces right back in you. The good news is going to come right back out.
Yeah.
So
recycling.
yeah, once again, congratulations, Austin. You are the man. You just won yourself a $20 Lifestraw, courtesy of Beef Vegan. Keep that because it's yours now.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, let's hit the reset. We'll be back with more Beef Vegan Presents after this. I got caught up talking to Greg and Mir.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Hey, I don't know which mics are it, if ever that. I doubt it'll ever happen again.
No, I mean, it could totally happen again. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I mean, I had to pee.
one time in 10 months. That's a pretty good record.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm pretty responsible when it comes
pretty
to this stuff.
responsible guy.
Let's see what these comments are. Sorry, I had to pee as well. All this watching someone drink pee just makes you need to go pee. You know what I mean?
It's true. But well done.
Yeah.
Well done, young man.
Yeah. I mean, really, a round of applause. Continuing to,
Yeah, you got great comments here. Manny says you will survive an apocalypse. So, yeah. Oh God. I mean, how did it look, guys? Did it look as good as we hyped it up to be? Because we've been talking about this all week on our stream.
Yeah. I say it did look pretty good. Sucks the camera went out for one of those gulps, but we got him back on there.
Yeah, it was a good gulp.
Yeah. I mean, it actually did look pretty funny because it's right when he goes, and then it just.
Yeah, Sati Average Rule said that Lifestraw, TM. Looks like something I stick in my shorts to make my schlong look more noticeable. That's right. That's
well
good.
done.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, which I'll play of the last word from this morning in a little bit as well. So, because we had a great round of the last word between Jose and Robbie with the categories. In fact, actually, real quick, let's just do one category with Herb. Oh, yes, it's time for the last word, Herb.
no, I'm not doing the last word.
Why not?
Because I lose every time.
So what? That's a loser's attitude.
It is a loser's attitude.
Yeah, look, people lose this game on a regular basis. I mean, Powers, do you know how many times you lost the last word?
I'd say I'm like 70-30. Maybe 60-40. I think I'm 70-30.
Right. So it's one of those games where it's okay to lose,
Look at him. He's just so
I know, so sweating.
I'm here to talk film and TV, man.
Okay. Well, see, this is opinion-based questions. Okay. So here we go. Herb, you start things off. Okay. Name a food that looks sexual while eating it. Go.
Banana.
Banana.
A cucumber.
Oh, cucumber. Okay.
A carrot.
Carrot. Okay.
Lollipop.
Lollipop.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, there you go.
What?
Yeah, that's the first non-phallic answer. I was waiting. I was like, are these guys going to say all dick answers?
Good point. Okay,
Yeah.
Right?
A pudding cup without a spoon.
There you go.
Jello.
Jello. Yeah, there you go.
I thought, pie.
Okay.
Ice cream.
All right.
I said ice cream already.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah.
What? When?
I said ice cream cone, and then you're yelling about phallic
cone.
things.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
okay.
hear that. All right.
Well, that 30 seconds ran out.
Yep.
So unfortunately, you didn't get the round because you repeated Power's answer, but that was good. Yeah, and again, as soon as I pointed out that everything was phallic, we quickly did a hard left, and we're like, oh no, vagina pie.
Vagina pie. I was glad I got pie in there real good. There you go.
Yeah. Peach would have been good, these
Yeah.
kind of answers. Here, I'll do one more. We did this one earlier. This was a good category as well. All right, and I'll let you start off, Herb. You're caught in bed with another woman. What do you say to get out of trouble and go?
This is a no-win situation for me.
All right, you're married. Okay, let me do another one. Let me do a different category here.
There's no way I can play that game.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay, so name something you would stuff into your tights to make your junk look bigger and go.
A sock.
A sock.
A banana.
Banana.
A Lifestraw.
Lifestraw. Yeah.
I say a roll of quarters.
Okay. Which, if it's right.
An eggplant.
Yeah, there you go. Make it look bigger. That's how big this dude is already.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
A cucumber.
Okay.
A small bong.
Mm-hmm.
A tomato. 2 tomatoes.
That's your balls, dude. All right. As someone with extra large balls, let me tell you, it doesn't necessarily attract the ladies. It doesn't pull them in.
My favorite thing is the face you made.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Like that would be weird. Right? If you bust it out and your junk is the size and shape of a tomato.
You need to see a doctor, honey.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Honk it like a clown's nose? There you go. Jimmy John sub.
Yeah, there you
Nice.
go.
Yeah, just like Jimmy John's, I fuck freakishly fast.
We're having a good time today. I will say that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And how are you feeling, Austin? Do you feel like you have extra electrolytes in you?
There you go. Oh, just hit those.
Yeah,
Hit the
like
peaks.
stronger.
Let's
I
get
feel like
a
I
little,
got superpowers now, Beef.
There you go.
let's have a little post show. How now you did it.
I
You
did
thought
it.
about that all week.
Yeah.
There you go. It happened. We now just watched it. That was pretty great.
It was amazing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the next thing you're going to drink out of the Lifestraw? Not for the show, just in your own personal life.
I'm gonna take the next step and say blood.
Oh,
There you go.
jeez.
I wonder if there's moisture in blood.
Moisture.
I know that's something that we can't allow you to do on the air for sure. If the lawyer's freaking out about pee, they would fucking shit.
The lawyers freak out about anything we do.
That's true. But
I'm
blood.
just gonna drink blood through a life straw. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right,
Ugh.
pass that microphone back to Herb. All right, that was Austin.
That's horrifying.
I know. We'll have Herb face off against Austin. See if if you can't rack up a W against Austin. You need to
See a doctor.
turn in your degrees. All right. All right, here we go.
That's why I don't want to do it.
You did
One
fine.
second.
I lost twice to you.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. You didn't lose twice. Did you technically lose twice?
I think I did.
I'm giving you a W for the last round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. I mean, you had better answers. This guy said tomato.
Tomato. And then
As
I
a
doubled down on it.
Yeah.
That's true.
2 tomatoes. Oh, 3 tomatoes? How about tomatoes?
Tomatoes on the
Ridiculous.
vine.
Yeah, the vine. That's pretty much what I'm packing. 2 tomatoes and a vine, dude. I saw my buddy Bill posted on his Instagram yesterday. He's saying, having do you say if you say you have a small D, is that BD energy? You know?
No, it's not.
I think it is.
It's not.
Okay.
I have a
You
friend, I'm gonna
think
tell you.
underselling it is big D energy? Is that what you're saying?
I think it's always wise to undersell because the last thing you want is to oversell.
Yeah,
right?
there is that.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I mean, I go way low, and so that way they're just like pleasantly surprised, like, "Oh, okay, that's manageable. We could do something with it." But the problem is the gift and the curse is I have like a deep voice, so I've been in situations growing up where they assumed like stereotypes. Oh, this guy has like a deep voice. He's gonna, he's bassy for a reason, and it's not that. Why am I talking about this?
I don't know.
We have-
He's just confessing things. I think you're selling yourself short.
That's what I'm
a little
doing. That's what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm in a relationship anyway, so and I've convinced my girlfriend that it's huge. So she has depth perception problems.
She's got astigmatism.
Yeah. So
I make her wear a monocle.
Herb Stratford, let's talk about the Kids in the Hall. Where is the Kids in the Hall returning to?
So it's on Prime, Amazon Prime. So one more reason for you to have a Prime subscription. And I gotta say, I like Kids in the Hall. That was like, Saturday Night Live was one thing, right? Second City was one thing. Kids in the Hall was a totally different thing.
Yes.
Canadian sketch troupe. Connection to Saturday Night Live, of course, is that what's
Kevin
his name?
McKinney.
No, but Lauren
Michaels
Michaels brought them to the United States. They had a crazy ride. They blew up. They got together. That they did all this stuff, but they really had some iconic sketches. And it's this really sort of odd comedy. And some of the guys like Dave Foley went on. He was on talk radio.
Yep.
News radio.
News radio.
Yeah.
And then Scott Thompson also had a fair amount of things that he did. So some of the characters were bigger than other ones.
Yes.
Right. But still, it's great to see them together. So what's dropping on Prime is a 2-part documentary about them, which is really interesting just to see the origins, where they came from, see their history, and then 8 new episodes.
Nice.
And it's so great to see them because they're just so absurd. I mean, it's just like, wow, this is like unlike any other comedy. So if you're into something that's a little bit different and unique, this is totally it's legitimately sketch comedy. You know what I mean? It's not. It's just from the mind of these guys.
Right.
It's not based on today's headlines or anything else. It's just their crazy idea of what makes them laugh, and they don't care if you think it's funny or not. You know?
It's more than anything else. It's silly.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's a good word. Silly.
Yeah, very quirky, and they've always. I mean, I still have scenes from the original series like stuck in my head. Just the visual aspect of sometimes the creepiness it was almost nightmarish in some of their sketches, but still oddly hilarious. And to see the 2-part documentary before going into the new series, I think is the ultimate viewing experience.
It is.
It's awesome.
Yeah, because it gets you back up to speed. You're like, oh yeah, I love that. And it's. I mean, when you're watching the episodes, you're like, oh, I hope we get Chicken Lady, or you know what I mean? Like, I hope I get something, and you're like, you're rewarded. All these characters come out, and you're like, oh, I love it. But Foley's got totally white hair. Looks like a totally different guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
He had the most successful career out of all of them, to be honest with you.
For sure.
And I just was reminded on the stream, I'm crushing your head.
That's what I was
Remember
going to
that?
say.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Beef, do you know what about your head? I'm crushing your head.
I'm crushing your head.
I'm crushing your head.
Something is so stupid, silly, and moronic is also so genius.
Yeah.
And, the Kids in the Hall did make a movie at one point, too.
And then there was a movie that was like they killed their career, too. So there was.
Really?
The second movie, I can't remember the name of it now, but it like came out like 0%. I mean, it was like people just hated it. So
Well, maybe it'll be one of those movies that they appreciate in 10 years. Maybe after this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll find out. But yeah, so the Kids in the Hall are coming to Amazon Prime. Is it out already? The 2-part documentary?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's today.
Good. Yeah. So you can watch that today. I know I'm going to watch that today. And and then get into the rest of the 8-episode sketch comedy series. Fantastic. All right. So we're going to talk more about things that are coming out this weekend that Herb is buzzing on. And when we return on the air, your Friday edition of F My Life, we save some of our sauciest F My Lives for the best to last. And we're doing that next on Beefing and Present. So don't go away. I don't know if that sentence made sense, but
there was it's in the right order. It did.
Yeah. I mean, if I make it go in the right order, but all right. What did we miss as far as reviewing?
So there's Operation Mincemeat, which is a World War II thing on Netflix. There's the new Rebel Wilson movie, Senior Year, on Netflix.
Oh, I got some Rebel Wilson tidbits. In fact, actually,
we could talk about that. It's actually, it didn't have a score yesterday. It's funny. It just doesn't land. It doesn't stick the landing.
So I want to ask you something, Herb.
Yeah.
How much do you like think Rotten Tomatoes score is like right on?
Are you kidding me? He's all over that.
I mean, he says it every time, but
no.
Just like wrestling with like Dave Meltzer, some people are like, 5 stars. Yeah, some people like, who cares about what Dave Meltzer says, right? So how much do you believe Rotten Tomatoes? Like, do you find it to kind of match up? Because I really found it to match up with Doctor Strange because it got kind of like a lower grade, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's I think the exact grade I feel about Doctor Strange.
I mean, I think there's 2 parts to Rotten Tomatoes, right? There's critic and fan.
Yeah.
Or and like I feel like it's pretty on. I think it's. I don't know. I have a little chip on my shoulder. I've been trying to get certified by Rotten Tomatoes for like 5 years.
Oh, there it is.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. They like, I'm writing them, and I'm like, did you get my thing? And they're like, yeah, we're just swamped, and they just blow me off. So anyway, I think Metacritic is a little bit low. I think Rotten Tomatoes is probably closer to what is real. But having said that, the only reason I do it, the only reason I even mention scores for Rotten Tomatoes is because a lot of people look there. So they're curious. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I agree 100% with their score. I'm just saying this is what other people are saying. It's not just me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me tell you what I hated about Doctor Strange too.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, all the fight scenes where it's Sam Raimi. First off, I hate the wink. Where they do a close up of just Doctor Strange winking of their eyes.
Yeah.
That was fucking ridiculous. And then the fight scenes are literally, it's them being, it almost is like a parody on itself. Like if you see like a parody of making of a superhero movie, I felt like I've seen this a million times before in comedies, literally just like making fun of Hollywood. So Elizabeth Olsen up on, the little wires in front of her green screen, just going,
yeah.
doing that overly, like, oh, boom, yeah, you're gonna fix this in post, right? Yeah, you're gonna add some fucking fireballs and shit. Yeah, cool. Got one underneath my leg, and like, not believable. It was just, it took me out of it.
So,
and
what'd you think of like the music fight? Why did they have a music fight?
Yeah. Oh God, that was so ridiculous.
And some people like, I love the music fight. I get it. No. Like it was cheesy as hell, but I get some people like that. I like cheesy stuff sometimes. And I was like,
yeah, you do.
Come on. Like, I don't know. It's just playing the like, are you? Isn't this serious?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't this entire dimension of what did they say? 3 trillion lives collapsing in on itself?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And also you introduced the Illuminati.
Yes.
Let me just say, and and that was a high point for me. And then she just cuts him to ribbons in like no time at all.
Now here is the thing about that, because this is kind of like what is fun about what if and or multiverses. Yeah, guess what, folks? They're getting slaughtered. Your alternate universe selves are fucking useless.
Yeah.
Sorry, unless you look really cool, I will keep her.
Right.
She tracked well on the covers, so Spider-Gwen exists. But other than that, you're fucking done. So that's kind of fine, and we will see if Jim stays. I don't know.
I don't think they will. I think they trolled us all. They got me hard because I was just like, no, the spoilers. Yeah, John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic. I'm like literally kind of bagging that I know this. Now I didn't go down any rabbit holes to really get spoiled, but I came across headlines and I observed it. Like, Professor X is in there and John Krasinski. And so when I saw him, I'm like, knew it. And then they fucking killed them all. I'm like, they got me.
It's so good. I do love with Professor X, right?
Yeah.
When he came in, if you all notice, if you've seen it or whatever, notice this. It's not the movie Professor X. It's the animated series Professor X.
Yes.
Yeah. In the yellow chair.
With the green jacket and the blue and black tie. It is exactly him. Even the way he uses his powers is whoa, like
true.
a cartoon.
It's true.
They do the it's amazing.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of good to it. Again, I'm not saying it's trash.
No,
it's a B-. Maybe it's a B.
It underwhelmed. I'll just say that. It was underwhelming. I mean, I'm glad I saw it, but honestly, Spider-Man.
So
way better.
It's so much better.
So Sam Raimi didn't direct it. So there you go.
Yeah.
And all this. Get off of Bruce Campbell's dick. Bruce Campbell is a dick.
Oh my God.
He is. He's just the biggest douche. He's the worst person to interview. Trust me. Numerous times that we've come across Bruce Campbell and this guy. There's no talking to this guy. All right. I do. Really? Yeah. I'll share this with you.
Ego. He's got amazing.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Like pretend like you were in actually something good, not a cult classic. Everything you've been in sucks so bad it's got to be a cult classic. All right, this is funny here. We played this clip yesterday, but I want to play this for you right now. Elizabeth Olsen was being interviewed like 7 years ago, right after the first Avengers came out. She just debuted in the Marvel Universe, and the interviewer asked Elizabeth Olsen what she would want for her character in the future. And she gave a scenario that's like, it's too implausible. This would never happen, but I would love it if this. Check this out.
What would you like to see Scarlet Witch do next? Or where would you like to see her go?
My favorite is House of M, but that would never happen. But
never say never in this.
I mean, if she could have 2 fake babies and everyone tell her that they don't really exist, and then her just go nuts, that would be unbelievable. But I don't think they're gonna do that. It might be a little too dark for the Marvel universe. When she loses her mind, it's my favorite thing in the comics.
That's awesome. It shows she read that. She read those comics.
Oh yeah, she's a fan, and and she ended up predicting Wanda's storyline here, and not even predicting it, just that obviously was.
It happened in the 70s in a very weird. It's so bonkers.
Yeah,
like comics are so bonkers. It's so fun. You can equate her to the Dark Phoenix of like the Avengers. Now they kind of leveled up the Scarlet Witch, like she's more like the Dark Phoenix from X-Men.
Yeah,
so super powerful, pretty nuts.
Super powerful.
Superpowers.
Cool. All right, Austin, why don't you get close to Herb there? Share his mic.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Hey, Herb.
Have you had a mint, Austin?
yeah. Have you done anything to freshen up your breath, Austin? Because you did drink Pete.
Well, I've just been drinking my Monster.
Okay, same difference.
That'll take chrome off a hubcap. That's fine.
Same difference.
Basically drinking battery acid.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're gonna do F My Life next. I thought it'd be fun to save the second round of F My Life for you, Herb. All right. Yeah, and we'll bang them out. So when I get into these F My Lives, I'll just do 2 people at a time. So I'll pop in I'll say like Austin, what do you think, and then Herb, and then we'll move on to the next. I'll be like Powers, Herb, stuff like that. Okay, so that way we don't take all day. Yeah. Oh, and I busted this out today, so that was a good thing. And I have another song I'm going to play here from Catastro before we wrap things up. So I'll do that after this next F My Life. And I have the last word. Oh, I don't have that uploaded. That's all right. Soon enough. Don't forget to share, make any clips of the show if you're on Twitch, if you dig it. Clip a favorite moment, and I'll use that. I'll post that on TikTok. Any help from my social media is appreciated, because, there's a lot of things you have to do to continue to like cast that wide web, and as Powers knows, it's a pain in the ass to do all
brutal.
That stuff. Yeah, it's so time consuming.
It's so tiring and
Anthony says, I'm a film critic. F My Life or Big Baby? I would say Big Baby, because you're being fiscally irresponsible.
What do you mean?
You're not making money? No,
no, he's not making any money.
No, I'm just kidding. No,
and Herb, right back at you.
I'm gonna say FML for that one.
Yeah.
I know. Soon someday you're going to be Rotten Tomatoes certified. I know.
It might happen.
Yeah, we could do it. Come on. You just send them some of these clips.
Send them some of these clips legitimately, because look at Herb. I mean, we went the extra effort, and you got to thank Powers for this, but you got your own screen, buddy.
Look at this man.
Look at that. I know. You gave me a graphic.
Send him the thing of you and Peter Dinklage. Come on. You're obviously best friends.
Yeah. How fucking dope is that?
Right?
Send me Peter Dinklage.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah. Hey, Peter Dinklage.
So yeah, and we got to get Austin on the street, logo.
Yeah, I got to get a what say you, Austin on the street, and News for Noobs, and I'm trying to think of any other logos.
You could hold off on News for Noobs if Diego doesn't resell it to Bookman's. Yeah,
we'll sell it.
We'll see. I don't know.
Get it done.
I mean, I don't even think I'm doing the tap out next week, but Tristan's working on some stuff.
I'll tell you, if some people participate in the stream and maybe there's a reward for all you got numbers, right? Well, what if you want numbers, logos for your thing? If you share something, maybe I give you a reward.
There you go.
You share enough, make some clips. You
Yeah.
want a logo? Get with it.
There you go.
Right? I'll reward it. I'll make you some graphic designs.
I hear people used to throw rotten lettuce and tomatoes at the screen and the actors, and that's what they really enjoyed the performance of the show back in the day. I don't think that's when they enjoyed it. I
No,
think
that's when they
hated it.
did not like it.
No.
As one great vaudevillian, Fozzie Bear,
Mhm.
will let you know, when you're having tomatoes thrown at you, you are not doing a good job.
Everything in Power's life it leads back to a quote from Fozzie Bear.
Waka waka.
Exactly. He screams that out when he comes. All right, we got 3 seconds.
Now.
Yeah.
I promise.
All right, here we go.
Next week.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward.
It is awkward. Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid. Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F my life. F my life. F my life.
Yes, we're back with the second round of F My Life for your Friday morning. These are the craziest F My Lives of the week, saved for last. And the people weighing in on these F My Lives will be Powers, Austin, and Herb Stratford. Let's get into our first one, sent to me by Anonymous. What did I do? I messed this up? I guess I did. That's okay. I got different bed music here. F My Life. I messed up my bed music. Got it. All right. Here's our first FML. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Where is it?
Are you?
No, nah. God, I suck.
No, you're great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm here.
I do appreciate that. And I have it right. Here it is. Okay. Today, at a gynecologist appointment, I was privileged to have 7 co-ed nursing students stare at my vagina for 25 minutes as part of their training. At one point, the doctor apologized for having to, quote unquote, open me up more than usual, but said she wanted everyone to get a good view. Cynthia actually wrote me this one. F My Life. What do you say, Herb Stratford?
I'm going to go with, F My Life.
Yeah. All right. Powers?
Yeah. Why not? F My Life. That's quite a party.
Right. Everybody looking in like, I hope you're learning.
Yeah.
All right. Next F My Life situation. Today I hooked up with my ex-girlfriend after she confessed to still being in love with me. I logged into her Twitter after she left, only to find her status set to be, I think I just made a big mistake. F My Life. What do you say, Austin?
Absolutely.
All right. What do you say, Herb?
I'm saying big baby. I mean, you do that, you got to pay the price.
All right. Yeah. I thought you were going to say big baby. You still got some. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I'm like, whoa, Herb Stratford. You get a slice of pie? Well, that's good. What are you complaining for, son? Whoa, Herb Stratford. You didn't say any of that. All right, next up, I like situation. Today I went to the dentist. He asked me to lean my head closer to him so he can get a better look at my teeth. He was hard. F My Life. Powers.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yes. Get the Novocaine.
Right. Herb.
Yeah, F My Life. I'm sort of stunned by that one.
I know. Don't worry. I'll give you the dentist phone number. All right. 2 more left. Today, after spending a week defending my marriage to everyone, I found out that my husband has an addiction I never knew about. Hookers. F My Life. What do you say, Austin?
200%.
200% F My Life. All right. Powers?
Yeah, that's a lot of percent, and I agree. You don't want to be paying for that.
That's true. All right. And final F My Life of the day. We'll ask everyone on our panel this one. Today, I got a letter in the mail about my periodic health assessment for active duty soldiers. I came back positive for 2 curable STDs that are extremely common at Davis Monthan. I haven't had sex with anyone but my wife. F My Life. Let's start off with Powers on this one. Make our way around.
The whole room just shouted, "That's an F My Life."
Yeah, that definitely seems like the most F My Life we've come across in quite some time. Herb?
Yeah, I think that takes the prize for the biggest F My Life of the month at least.
Mm-hmm. And Austin.
If you saw my folded hands to my mouth, that should say it all.
All
Wow.
right. There you have it. Your F My Lives for this Friday morning. We're going to take a quick break, keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, and be right back with your beef tip. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. And clear.
So we should talk about the Rebel Wilson movie.
Okay. Well, here was my tidbits for Rebel Wilson, by the way, because I have Hollywood gossip.
Okay.
So Rebel Wilson, she dated 50 guys last year. In a year. Yes. 50 guys. So basically it's about one a week. So she's banging like one a week to try to see what she likes. Now, Rebel Wilson was losing a lot of weight during that time. So this is actually in 2019. This is pre-pandemic. So pre-weight loss too. She decided to date lots of men to get experience and see what she likes. And she dated all kinds of people. So there wasn't a dick she didn't turn down, right? And then she even used FBI to check out a potential suitor. But now she has a boyfriend thanks to a mutual friend of both of them. So all this time dating everyone through the whole circus, it was a mutual friend.
Yeah.
So that's what I know about Rebel. So what were you going to say about Rebel?
Well, just right? Yeah, big letdown. No, if you're a fan of Rebel Wilson, great premise, right? This movie's senior year. So the premise is she's the, and there's a younger version of her, right? Because this is set, 20 years ago. But she's the cheerleading captain. She's dating the football quarterback. She's going to be the prom queen. Everything's going great. And she has like a horrific accident, right? They don't catch her on the, they do one of those tosses, the cheerleaders, and they just don't catch her. Right?
Yeah.
And so she goes into a coma for 20 years, right?
Okay.
So the premise is the whole film is she wakes up and she's like, wait, what the hell? I'm now a 37-year-old woman, right?
Oh. Okay, this is better than the whole time travel nonsense.
Right?
So it's it's a new approach to an old idea.
Yeah, and so basically she's like, I want to go back and finish my senior year of high school, right?
Mhm.
And they're like, whoa, hold on, you're a
You
37-year-old
old
woman,
bitch.
and
Yeah.
she's like, no, I'm 17. I may look like I'm 37, but I'm 17. And so she ends up going back to school, and there's a few funny things. There's some funny bits. It's a great concept. She gets a little bit into the whole singing and dancing thing a little bit too much. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Towards the end, like the first Pitch Perfect was great, and then after that, they all just went to hell because it was just ridiculous.
Right.
So I think she's a little too in love with that sort of I want to sing and dance, But I thought it was funny. It's a good distraction thing if it's on in the background. It's like 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not doing very well right now. But it is interesting to see her because she is a different person. She doesn't even look the same.
I know.
don't think. I mean, her face, her body, everything about her is just totally different.
Well, surgery and diets and stuff like that. I'll say this. It is ironic that she's playing somebody who's like, no, I'm not 37 and 17 because that's art imitating life because she was caught lying about her age years ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
so, and she's actually what I would say Herb's age, but she's actually my age and still trying to pull off to be like 5-6 years younger. I can't even hate on her because again, I'm my age and I'm wearing a backwards hat being like, what's up, kids? What's up, fellow kids? I am the Steve Buscemi meme.
It's so funny.
Mhm.
That backwards, it does instantly like it's 10 years off. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
No, I know. When I get pulled over, trust me, the hat goes forward immediately. Oh, yeah. Good afternoon, officer, fellow officer. Oh, yeah. Respect your elders there, sir. I'm 10 years older than you.
Friday the 13th.
All
I want
right.
to ask you, Herb, just random. Do you have a favorite Friday the 13th movie? Do you care at all about Jason Voorhees?
I do, and I feel like the original is just, I think everything is derivative of that.
Oh, the first one's not barely what it's supposed to be.
But that's the
It's
point.
a different movie entirely.
But
that's
the
mom.
point, though. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, that was the fresh thing. Everything else is just like, oh, we're coming back to this again. And then the whole Jason versus Freddy versus, you know what I mean? They just, yeah.
I love Jason versus Freddy. I'm a
No.
sucker. That was one of my best movie going experiences.
Really?
Yes. The volume was like all the way up. And I say this also about like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And being in the theater was like being at a wrestling match. And when they did show down, like, and it's burning down and whatever, and some metal starts playing, right? People stood up. I'm in the theater. We're like, oh, get it. Someone else like, yeah, Freddie. I'm like, you, Jason's gonna get him. And the place just lights up. It was like being a boxing match. And then, I mean, it's quite a silly match. All of a sudden, Freddie knows karate and he's killing people with the pipes and he's shooting them like missiles at Jason. But I love Jason Voorhees. I've always been a big Jason fan.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah. I'm sensing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get why you would be into that. It's all right. So let me ask you this question. What about these new Halloween movies? How are you feeling about them?
I haven't even looked at them.
Yeah,
I'm not
he
a
hasn't
big
watched
Michael
them.
Myers. He's not as interesting to me. I
Okay.
I went through a phase. I watched all the shit,
Okay.
but I'm not. With all the stuff there is to watch, like,
It's true.
unless something's brand new and great, like I loved, King Kong Godzilla. That's up my alley. Couldn't wait for it. And it was whatever it was. But
And I'm depressed now because they're starting making Kong versus Godzilla 2. And I'm like, really?
how much better friends can they be?
I know, right?
Godzilla smiled and winked.
I mean, do they live in an apartment across from Courtney Cox? I mean, what is this movie going to be about?
Yeah. That is ridiculous. Did Sam Raimi direct it?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Oh, it's just absurd. I did love it, but it's so dumb.
Yeah.
My favorite, again, that movie had so many cliches in it. Kong versus Godzilla. I know we're off on a tangent, but my favorite one is Kong does the, my shoulder's dislocated. I'll fix it myself. like Riggs. And he's just in there. And then he does this. Like that shot where he's like ready to go. Oh, it's the corniest shit on earth.
Right.
It's true. It's true. It is ridiculous.
I came across a list of different TV shows that are being canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Do any of these shows not deserve to be canceled? I'm going to go through this. NBC has canceled Kenan, Mr. Mayor, and The Endgame. All right. Is any of those shows buzzworthy enough to be deserving of sticking around or no?
I don't understand how what's his name who makes the Mr. Mayor.
Ted Danson?
I don't understand how Ted Danson keeps getting employed because it's just like these shows he does are just. I mean, he's a nice guy.
That's why they keep
But
getting
it's
employed.
just like, but they're
He's
just
hit or
like,
miss.
they're just.
Well, you didn't like Good Life?
No.
What about Bored to Death?
No.
Oh yeah,
It just didn't do it for me. I don't know what it is about him. I just don't. And Good Life, Kristen Bell just bugs me. You know, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because she's married to what's his name?
Yeah, Dax Shepard.
Dax,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That guy totally I'm just whatever.
All right, so none of those.
No.
They are going ahead. NBC's going ahead with a series called Hungry, which is a comedy that Demi Lovato is developing with Ariel Winter. The weird thing about Ariel Winter, she's from Modern Family.
Yeah.
She's now like 20 or something, but you know, like paparazzi sexualizes the shit out of
They always-
18-year-old girls with big tits, right?
They always did.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So like she just moved from Hollywood to some place, an undisclosed location, because she was tired of it. And good for her. We'll see where her career goes. But yeah, I mean, it was weird to see over the past couple of years, just like every time I go to a celebrity porn site, you know, them showing Ariel Winter. And I'm like, God, enough of this.
She was from Modern Family.
Yes.
That's the thing
And
about
she
that.
developed.
Right. And that's the thing about that is like they cast like, oh, that was to me, that was gross when I started watching Modern Family. I'm like, oh, they cast her because they know she's growing up to be hot. And even when they did that on the show, like she's young and they're dressing her in like sexy cat things.
She's
for
not that
Halloween.
hot though. She's obtainable hot. You might be thinking of the older sister. She was
Oh,
the
am I
younger
thinking-
Brainiac.
Oh, I am thinking of the older sister.
Yeah, yeah. So it was
Really?
the younger
So
Brainiac.
it's the younger one?
Yeah.
Well, she got a set of brains on her. All right. So CBS is ditching Magnum PI.
I didn't even know that was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like,
What season is that on? It's been around like almost 4 years,
It
I
is
think.
at
even.
4
Something like
years.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're also ditching Be Positive, United States of Al, Good Sam, and How We Roll. And Magnum will probably be the highest rated show canceled this year with 7.4 million viewers. But CBS has literally been dominating all the ratings for all these series. They're the only network that's putting out TV shows that people are watching because their demo is that of like 95-year-olds.
well, here's what I don't get. Like, how do we have another season of Young Rock?
Young Rock's excellent. That's
Really,
how?
though?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yep.
You're not a wrestling mark.
Eh,
You would appreciate it more because I mean I've watched season 2. I'm caught up, by the way, of Young Rock, and yeah, it's pretty cool because you're like, oh yeah, like wrestling stories, and now he's like he's hanging out with the WWE locker room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gets better. And the mom is
it doesn't
really
get better. You
fun.
have to be a wrestling fan to really mark out.
I
on
think
this
you're
show.
right because it's like and you know what? I love Big Bang, but I will never watch Young Sheldon. I'm just not interested.
Right.
I'm just not interested in a precocious little kid. I don't. That's Urkel. That's what
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean. I'm just like I don't need it.
All right, 5 seconds left. Let's get into our beef tip. Thank you guys for watching the show as always. Rock 102.1 KFMA, and then we are almost out of time on this Friday, but we will see you again this Sunday, actually, at Ava Amphitheater for Smashing Pumpkins. It's going to be a fantastic show. Austin will be there. Powers will be there. I'll be there. Rico will be there, the whole crew. So if you won tickets or bought tickets and you see us out there, make sure you say hi and buy us a beer because we're broke.
Yeah. We're gonna have fun though. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great to have big shows back in town again. And we've had a few so far, but we're keeping it going. And just yesterday, or actually Wednesday, Smashing Pumpkins got their hands imprint on like cement for the like the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Nice.
Yeah, so they got that honor. It's been a big year for Billy Corgan. He's been doing his thing.
Yeah.
And he brought his son out for this event, in this ceremony. He's like, I brought my son because I actually conceived him right across the street at the Fairmount Hotel.
Really?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, true story. He's like, people laughed. He's like, no, seriously. I banged his mom right over there. We're like, all right, Billy Corgan, you're a rock star. All right. Let me give you your beef tip before you get out of here. Today is Friday the 13th. So here are 4 good things about today. All right. So the first heavy metal album was released Friday the 13th, 1970. I mentioned this earlier on the show.
Yeah.
The world was introduced to Black Sabbath on that day. So that's good. The world was also introduced to Super Mario Brothers on Friday, September 13th, 1985. That was in Japan. Today is also National Apple Pie Day. That's a food that looks sexual if you're not choking on a banana. And of course, it's the last weekday before the weekend. All right. So here's my tip for you. Like, obviously, everyone knows about these Friday the 13th tattoo specials.
Yes.
Those $13 tattoos, they're great if you got a lot of ink, and it's a good first tattoo. But don't go in these tattoo shops expecting to get a portrait for $13. Be happy with your little apple, or in Austin's case, a banana, or a stick figure drinking a glass of urine. It's a $13 tattoo. And, speaking of tips, if you spend $13 on a tattoo, tip at least $20.
Yep. Well said.
Yes. And that is your beef tip today. I'd like to thank film critic for Herb Stratford for coming in, hanging out with us degenerates. Hopefully we didn't ruin his reputation too much. And hopefully he'll come back next week as well. And everyone for listening to the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube page, youtube.com/beefvegan. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later. Ooh, I'm tired. Can you tell?
What a good time.
Real quick, we are off the air on the FM side, but I am going to wrap up the show with one last performance from Catastro. Rest in peace, Andy Chavez. Make sure you check them out on Spotify today. This was a performance that was recorded from a radio station that I worked on before called Hot 97.5. It's not as good as my recording, but it's still pretty good. Check it out and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Sunday at Smashing Pumpkins.
We woke up sweating and grinning. We gotta kick it while the world's still spinning. We don't even know about the night before. We put on proper raincoats and we walked out the door. We're so numb, pretending that we still feel. Took one pill, now we're thinking we're the real deal. Now we'll be up for days with just $1 and change, but it'll go a long way. It's like we're working just to waste our funds on something that'll burn the lungs and get us through the week when we half asleep, trying to make our face fit in that magazine. We're lying on the basement floor, ain't nobody wanna leave to get up and get more. We should leave it alone, leave it alone. We should leave it alone, leave it alone. We still waiting. We can take more than you'll ever know. We still waiting. And death, I dare you to come my way. Hey. It's 5 a.m. wondering where time went. And conversation, trying to make a new friend who's trying to take a chance at life. We'll sit back, take turns, we can roll the dice. Gonna leave it all on the basement floor. Ain't nobody wanna leave to get up and get more. We should leave it alone, leave it alone. We should leave it alone, leave it alone. We still waiting. We can take more than you'll ever know. We are still waiting. And death, I dare you to come my way. Death, I dare you to come my way. Our hearts beat with the waves. We're calling down acid rain. Darling, would you stay away so we can do it again? We are as low as the ground, a mountain high as a cloud. And if we reach to the top, yeah, they can watch us make the stars all dissolve. We got the world within our palms. I'ma let them know. I'ma let them know that this is all for us to take until we give our lives away. I'ma let them know. I'ma let them know. We still waiting. We can take more than you'll ever know. We still waiting. In death, I